The United States Championship is the sole remaining WCW legacy in WWE. It originated in 1975 and it has been held by 97 wrestlers, including legends such as Harley Race and Ric Flair, who used it as a stepping stone to the NWA World Championship. The list of future legends to hold the title is long, and so is the title's legacy. Along with the long list of forgotten wrestlers who held the title, many wrestlers who weren't the best wrestlers in the world also held the belt. Welcome to Honor Wrestling Club, and in today's list we will be examining the 10 worst wrestlers to hold the United States Championship in WCW. Before we crack on with the list, just a little disclaimer. The WCW United States Championship held its importance back in the day. Most wrestlers on their way to becoming superstars wouldn't just win the World Heavyweight Championship right away. First they had to go through the mid-card titles, and the United States Championship was a fantastic start. Lots of legends who've held this title at some point in their life. It's one of only WCW titles still used in WWE and has a great lineage. Stars such as Ric Flair, John Cena, Diamond Dallas Page, and more have helped elevate this title, and even to this day it holds a special place in many fans' heart. Basically, the way the Intercontinental Championship used to work in WWE. Welcome to the club. Now, without further ado, let's crack on with the list with number 10. General Rection was one of the last few wrestlers to win the United States Championship. Bill DeMott, a former WCW wrestler known as Hugh Morris, became one of the most notorious trainers in WWE following the company's buyout of WCW in 2001. Despite his contributions to training future WWE stars, his reputation for being disliked has preceded him. He also was never a top-tier performer in the ring, and he was one of the last WCW wrestlers to hold the United States Championship before the company's end in 2001. In number 9, we have David Flair, who had a brief run with the United States Championship. His only reign with the belt took place on July 5, 1999, and it lasted for 35 days. David Flair, known for being pushed in WCW because of his legendary father, Nature Boy Ric Flair, was not very good and was often used to torment his dad. However, he did have a brief period where he teamed up with Crowbar and Daphne as Lunatics. In 1999, David won the United States Championship from his dad, but lost it only 35 days later. In number 8, we have Steve McMichael, who was charismatic, to be fair to him, but he wasn't a great champion. His only title reign took place on August 21st, 1997, and he would hold it for 25 days. Steve Mongo McMichael, a former standout player for the Chicago Bears 1985 Super Bowl team, transitioned to professional wrestling in the 1990s. While he had some proficiency with verbal performances, his in-ring skills were incredibly lacking, as he struggled as the weakest member of the Four Horsemen. Nevertheless, McMichael managed to capture the United States Championship from Jeff Jarrett in 1997, only to lose it a mere 25 days later to Curt Hennig. In number 7, we have Sid Vicious, who was a fan favourite and had multiple title reigns in WCW. His only proper reign with the belt took place on September 12, 1999, and lasted for 42 days. Sid, a 6'9" Arkansas native, had a striking appearance with a broad frame, chiseled jaw, and piercing blue eyes. However, he had several drawbacks, including incidents with squeegees and scissors, an amateur softball career, and being born with 2 left feet. Despite this, he received numerous pushes and held both WWE and WCW's top titles, earning the nickname Psycho. Sid would only hold the US title once, as we already discussed, and the issues were that he couldn't really wrestle, which in wrestling is quite important. In number 6, we have One Man Gang, who had a forgettable reign with the US Championship, with his only reign taking place on December 27, 1995, and lasting for 33 days. During the territory days, One Man Gang was a notorious figure, known for causing chaos and violence in multiple territories. However, upon signing with WWE, he was initially used as a monster heel and kept his one-man gang persona, but he was eventually transformed into the comical character Akeem the African Dream, which seemed to strip him of his intimidating persona. Wearing yellow muumuus will do that for a person. Despite this, he would go on to have a successful title run in WCW, winning the US Championship from Kensuke Sasaki in a pay-per-view dark match and holding it for 33 days at the end of 1995 into 1996. In number 5, we have Shane Douglas, whose US title reign was one of the worst of his career, with his only reign coming on January 14, 2001, and lasting for 22 days. In 1994, Shane Douglas made a significant impact on wrestling by launching Extreme Championship Wrestling and telling the NWA that they could kiss his ass with a bold promo and a massive insult to the National Wrestling Alliance. Genuinely, go and check out that promo. It is fantastic. Known as a franchise, he became a prominent figure in ECW, as you'd expect, holding the most world title reigns and having the longest reign, surpassing 400 days. With experiences in WCW and WWE, Douglas has many stories from his wrestling career. And in WCW, he would only hold the US title once in 2001 for 22 days. This is rivaled by his very, very short Intercontinental Championship reign back in the WWF in 1995, which he held for about 20 minutes. In the 4th, we have Jeff Jarrett, who had multiple reigns with WCW's United States Championship belt, with his first reign coming on June 9th, 1997, and lasting a respectable 73 days, his second on December 20th, 1999, with lasting, again, 56 days, not too bad, and his third reign, January 17th, 2000, lasting 85 days, which was, again, alright. Jeff Jarrett is a rare modern wrestler who has excelled in multiple top promotions worldwide during his 30 plus years in the ring. Most fans are divided on their opinion of him as a wrestler. Some consider him above average, while others were never impressed with a large part of his work. Jarrett would hold the United States title 3 different times, but he is not considered an all-time great to hold the title. Largely because in WCW, he never really, even when he was world champion, he never felt like the top guy and was always involved in stupid stuff, like Bash of the Beach 2000. Idiotic. I mean, you can use that to describe a lot of WCW, but anyway, we move on to number 3, Stan Hansen, who was a scary wrestler for fans at that time, but his title reign was incredibly underwhelming, with his only reign coming in October 27th, 1990, and lasting for 50 days. Stan Hansen's stint in WCW in the early 90s saw him win the United States Championship from Lex Luger at Halloween Havoc 1990, following the feud between the two. The rivalry culminated in a bull rope match at Starrcade, where Luger would regain the title. Nevertheless, Hansen's time with WCW was short-lived due to his disapproval of being associated with the Desperados, a group of comedic cowboy characters. While Hansen himself is a legendary wrestler, his reign with the belt was entirely unremarkable, as it only lasted a meagre 50 days. In number 2, we have Goldberg, who was super over with the crowd, but didn't do very much with the US title in either of his 2 reigns, with his first one coming on April 20th, 1998 and lasting for 77 days, and his second coming on October 24th, 1999 and lasting for 1 day. Despite being the one who effectively ended the career of one of wrestling's top performers, the ever-dangerous Goldberg, now in his 50s, continues to receive numerous opportunities to wreak havoc in the ring. Back in the late 1990s, though, WCW may have had a justification for pushing the green-as-grass rookie so hard and so fast. But even at the height of the Monday Night Wars, those booking Goldberg had to overlook his lack of skill due to his ability to draw in crowds and revenue. As we've already mentioned, Goldberg would hold the US title twice, in 1998 and again in 1999. And at number 1, we have Jim Duggan, who defeated Steve Austin to win the US Championship in WCW, with his only reign coming on September 18th, 1994 and lasting for 100 days. So well done to Jim. Triple digits, well done. Stone Cold Steve Austin, a renowned wrestler, played a vital role in WWE's dominance during the Attitude Era. You may have heard of a few of those things, I don't know, they're not particularly important. WWF, though, with the help of Stone Cold, managed to surpass WCW in the ratings following the 80 straight weeks of WCW whooping WWE's arses. Austin would never get a shot at the world title in WCW, but he did win the US Championship. Ironically, Hacksaw Jim Duggan ended Austin's last US title reign in 1994 by squashing Austin. Duggan is a forgotten holder of the US title, and while his in-ring skills were never the highlight of his career, his skills by the time he was competing in WCW were incredibly subpar, and it's mental to think that someone as limited in the ring as Jim Duggan beat the most important wrestler of all time. But there you have it. There's our list. So what did you think? Who do you think is the worst person to hold the WCW United States Championship? Be sure to let me know in the comments down below. If you've enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up, click the subscribe button and the notification bell to make sure you never miss out on any of the fun content that we produce here at Honor Wrestling Club. Be sure to check out our other videos as well. We've got some great ones on best promos, the best and worst promos ever, the best giants in wrestling history, and many more I'm sure you'll love. Be sure to check them out. However, that's all for now, so I'd just like to thank you for watching, and welcome to the club. See ya!